Hey guys, welcome back. Background is different. I have painted that wall. Furniture is laid out differently. I still have work to do in here, and then I will film it'll be a room tour, but there's really not much to tour. This is a tiny room. But I will do that. I'll do collection, probably videos. But for today, we're gonna call it the finale to my project 10 Pan. I still don't know what the hell to call it. Because I have, spoiler, finished 10 things. Yeah. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay, well, let's talk about the things that I have finished up completely, and then we'll move on to ones that I have hit pan on, which was my goal, and then I'll tell you what my potential future for panning may be. We're going to figure this out as we go along because I don't really know. All right, first up, Hesperides Grapefruit from Fresh Beauty is done. I really like the scent. I hate rollerballs. They get so murky and gross. Like, I guess it just picks up the oils from your skin or whatever, but it just gets filmy and fuzzy and I don't like it. It just gives me bad feelings. So I will not buy rollerballs again. If they had this in like a little spray pump thing, if they had a small one, I would buy that. I don't want a huge one because, as I said in a previous video in this series, to me this is a very summer appropriate scent. So in Canada, summer's about 3.5 minutes long, so I don't get a lot of use out of it during the year, so I wouldn't want to invest a lot into it. But I enjoyed it while I had it, rollerball notwithstanding. Lash Paradise is also done. Now, a question that I used to have a lot, and a question that I do see come up from time to time, more on Instagram than here, but people often ask, not necessarily me, but others I've seen that. Anyways, I'm going to answer a question. How do you know when a mascara is done? You can't see it, so you can't see how much is left in there, but I really just go on how dried up and gunky this portion of it gets, like the opening of the tube. And then also for me, the wand just gets really dry, and then it just feels like it's more just going over my lashes, not actually getting into them. It feels like the mascara is not really sticking to the lashes, and it's just not performing as it used to. So with this one, there's a lot of volume, a lot of lengthening, and now when I apply it, it's really just not much at all. And that's likely because the mascara is all dried up and is not performing because there is none. So this one is all done. Once this finished, I brought in the Lash Sensational from Maybelline, so that is the one that I have been working on, and this one still has plenty of life left in it. The last product that I have used up completely is my Infallible Pro Glow Concealer from L'Oreal. This one I didn't bother washing the tube out, and I don't know that the camera's going to be able to see inside of there, but there's really nothing left, and the wand is now dry when I apply it, so nothing's coming off of that, so it is done. Which is kind of sad because this is one of the deeper ones that I have, and if you can't tell, I am hella tanned right now, so a lot of my concealers are looking ridiculously bright on me, so I may actually have to go and repurchase this one just for the shade. In last month's update, I had used up 6 of the 10 products. Not necessarily used them all up, but hit pan on powder products. That was sort of my goal all along. Now I have 3 more that are completely done. The eyeshadow palette, the Shadow Box from Urban Decay, I decluttered it when I did my eyeshadow palette declutter. It just was not bringing me any joy. I was not enjoying using it whatsoever. It was hard panned, the shadows weren't performing, it was old as the friggin' hills, so I let it go. What I did bring in to work on is the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and there are the shadows in there. This was in my maybe pile when I did my eyeshadow declutter, which I will put up in the cards here. So I brought this one into the project mainly to basically force myself to use it so that I could really determine whether or not I like this palette. I used to really like it, and then it just kind of got lost in the shuffle, and it's been sitting in my drawers for months without any use. So what I can say about it is that I really enjoy the matte shadows in here. which is the majority of the palette. There's only, I think, 3 shimmers in there. Yeah. So the majority of the palette I really like. Even the dark shadows blend beautifully. There's no fussiness to them. Sometimes with really dark shadows, they kind of just want to stay where you put them and not move around. That's not the case with this palette. I used to really like the shimmers, however, I don't anymore. They're not as vibrant as I would like them to be, and they don't last throughout a workday. Even when I use a primer underneath them, they kind of bunch up into the crease of my lid, they fade throughout the day, and they just don't make my heart happy. However, because there's only 3 of them, I will keep this palette to make use of the mattes. What I like to use with the mattes, just as a bonus piece of information, is another product from Tarte, but it's their chrome paint, particularly in Top Yacht. And I also have Frosé, which is more like a pinky gold. These, in my opinion, are the best products that Tarte makes. They're just like a pressed pigment, basically. Just look like that, and they are absolutely freaking stunning. There they are. I've talked about them before. There it is, swatched out. Even without a primer, these are going to last all day. They're going to look every bit as good at the end of the day as they do at the beginning. They don't fade, they don't move around, they don't bunch up. They're gorgeous. So if Tarte could figure out how to put this formula into their palettes, I would be a very happy camper, particularly if they came out with shades that weren't brown. I did not count the palette as a completed item because it wasn't. But I did hit pan on my Smashbox contour kit. And there is the pan there. So that takes us to number 10, which means I've hit my goal in 2 months. I'm really happy about that. Yes, I chose easy products, but as I said at the outset, terrible at panning. Now I think I'm ready to challenge myself a little bit more. So why don't we go through the rest of the products and then I will talk about that. So what else do we have here? Okay. So this is the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. You can see where I started my 1 month, and then here we are on month 2. Obviously I haven't used it as much. I was away for a week at a cottage. It was hot as F, and I lived in the lake, so I did not wear any sort of makeup whatsoever. And now this is like way too light for me, and this formula does not play well with others. I have tried mixing darker foundations in to sort of deepen this one up, and then it's just a separated splotchy mess within about an hour. So this one is just going to go back in the drawer until fall time. Then we have the Guerlain primer here, the Lure primer. There's where we started, first month update, and that's where we're at right now. And I don't know that I would repurchase this. It's 85 Canadian, and it doesn't make me breakfast. Like, it's nice, but I don't know. I think I'm just more of a simple girl. It's too fancy for me. Hard Candy setting spray. There's not much left in it, but there's still some going in there. I still don't love it. I don't hate it as much as I used to, but I wouldn't repurchase this one. I'll use it till it's done, but I wouldn't repurchase it. Urban Decay, if you'll recall, during my last video, I actually hit pan on it, and here is where we are at now with that pan. I have to say, I am loving this highlighter. Like, look at that! That's insane! So I am loving this, and I am not getting rid of it, that's for sure. Another one that I have made progress on is the Burberry powder here. I've been using this as a bronzer. And again, I don't intend to get rid of this. I don't really intend to get rid of any of these products. It was just the eyeshadow palette that I just could not with. I'm trying to rush because the kids have swimming lessons, so sorry if this is sounding really disjointed, but mom life, that's what it is. Okay, Luminoso from Milani. Here it is here. It's almost flush with the pan now. And this one, for me right now, with me being as tanned as I am, is a little bit light on me. I am wearing it, but I might have to set this one aside until I'm I'm my regular pale ass self again. And that leaves us with lipsticks. So let's do this. So first up is Chatterbox. I haven't really been using this one because I've been focusing on the other ones, but there's where we're at with Chatterbox. The nice thing about doing these projects is that you discover old loves. So as I said in my previous video, this gets nowhere for me. So that's why I put it in the project. Now that I've put it in, I realize just how beautiful it is, and it's going to get a lot more attention going forward. Next up is Flamingo, and here we are with this one. And with this little beastie, my plan is to keep using it throughout the summer, and then, yeah, once the summer's done, whatever's left I'm going to toss, because it's really old. And because it's not a shade that I reach for in the fall or winter, I don't want to keep it around for another year just to finish it up. So I'm going to keep focusing on it for the summer, but whatever's left by the end of, say, mid-September, I guess, I'll probably just back to MAC it at that point. And then lastly is Naked from Urban Decay. I gave this thing a run for its money. I tried to finish it up for this update and got damn close, but no cigar. Alright, so then the question is, now what? I dipped my toe into the Project Pan pool, and I kind of liked what I saw. I'm kind of shocked about that, but I kind of liked what I saw. So I think I'm just going to do another one. Am I? Maybe not include an eyeshadow palette. I think I'm just not going to include an eyeshadow palette, but I am going to do another one. And I'm going to put these two lipsticks back into it. I'm going to keep the primer in it as well. What else? I kind of want to give other highlighters some love, although I really, really like this one. But I don't think I'm going to add that one back in. Probably keep the Burberry bronzer in. Maybe the mascara. The mascaras are kind of boring. You can't really update that, so I don't think I'm going to put a mascara in. You know what? How about this? Rather than me muddle through this and you watching me muddle through it, I'll just film another intro, which would make an awful lot of sense so that we have a starting point. So I will end this. Oh no, there was one more that I didn't add. Okay, sorry. I just saw it sitting here. My Pixi Eye Brightener. There's where it's at now. Alright, so that covers everything. That was just sitting off to the side there and I didn't see it. Sorry. Okay, I will gather some items and I'll add some that aren't quite as easy to finish as this project was. Now that I'm feeling a little bit more confident about myself and my abilities to actually do the update and use the products. And I will film an intro at some point. Maybe I'll just do a whole series playlist. Sorry, I just cracked my knuckles on camera. Maybe I'll just create a project panning playlist, so if you're interested in these kind of videos, it's easier to navigate through and find them all. That is what I'm going to do. I'll add the 3 videos from this project and then any ongoing ones as well. So that wraps it up for today. I now have to go and get the kidlets ready for their swimming lessons. So thank you for taking the time to watch. I will see you in my next video, and until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now, guys.